Podcast title, Corin the Gossipy Girl, Unsolved and Paranormal. Episode title, The Last Witch of Nevada, The Murder of Winnescheika. Hosted by Corin. Length, 20 minutes, approx. Cash App, $CKKE Aloha. Contact, Corin informing the community at gmail.com. Content warning, adult content, violence, cultural themes. Theme, true crime meets historical paranormal. Disclaimer plus support info. The following episode is based on document. Some content may be disturbing or emotionally intense, especially for younger listeners. Listener discretion is advised. This episode is independently produced. If you'd like to support this work, you can send a tip to my Cash App at $CKKE Aloha. Mahalo for listening. Hey, spooky friends. It's Corin the Gossipy Girl, and tonight we're stepping into something real, something historical, something violent, and something that's haunted the Nevada desert for over 130 years. This is Unsolved and Paranormal, and tonight's story? It's not just rumor. It's not just ghost tales. It's documented murder, wrapped in racism, spiritual fear, and silence. This is the story of Winnescheika, a Shoshone medicine woman called a witch and brutally killed in 1891. The woman they feared. Winnescheika wasn't just a healer. She was a woman of knowledge, herbs, midwifery, ceremony. To her own people, she was powerful. But to white settlers and some tribal neighbors near Lovelock, Nevada, her power sparked fear. Whispers called her cursed. People blamed her for sick children, dead cattle, even unnatural storms. And in that kind of fear, truth doesn't matter. Only survival. April 30th, 1891. It was a quiet evening. 3 women, Martha Johnson, Josie Buckskin, and Mary Gray, invited Winnescheika to a small hut near the town. She knew them, trusted them. But once inside, they turned on her. An axe, a knife, and within moments, she was dead. Her skull crushed, her throat slit. A 12-year-old named Lizzie was hiding nearby and watched it all unfold. The murder didn't stop there. Hiding the body, they dismembered Winnescheika's body, stuffed her remains into barley sacks, burned her home, her belongings, her talismans. Then, under the cover of night, they took her body to Medicine Rock, a sacred site about 10 miles from Lovelock. There, they buried her in a shallow pit. No gravestone, no name, no prayer, just dirt. They thought it was done. But Lizzie, the child witness, couldn't hold that truth. She told her story to Deputy Sheriff Fellows. And with help from a Paiute guide, they found the pit. Inside were the remains of Winnescheika. The killers were arrested. All 3 confessed. Every detail matched. The case was solid, and for a brief moment, it looked like justice might win. The trial and the pardon. In June 1891, they were convicted of second-degree murder and sentenced to 10 years in prison. But Lovelock was a small town, and fear ran deep. The community rallied behind the murderers. Letters poured in to the governor. People said they'd done the right thing, that they'd saved the community from evil. 1 year later, in July 1892, the killers were pardoned. They walked free. Winnescheika never got justice. Her spirit still whispers. Today you won't find a grave. But near Lovelock Cave and Medicine Rock, locals say strange things happen. Voices in the wind. Footsteps in sand with no one there. Offerings left in the desert. Roses, feathers, sage. Some say her spirit walks with other forgotten women. Some say she never left. And modern witches, they remember her. Some say her name in prayer. Others leave gifts in her honor. Why this matters. Winnescheika's story isn't just about the past. It's about what happens when we silence powerful women, when fear overrides justice, when spiritual knowledge is labeled dangerous. Her story was almost erased, but we're keeping it alive. She wasn't a monster. She wasn't a threat. She was a medicine woman. And we will say her name. Winnescheika. If you want to share thoughts, experiences, or other lost stories, reach me at Corin informing the community at gmail.com. or support the show via Cash App at $CKKE Aloha. You can also listen to this episode with full visuals on YouTube and share the reel on TikTok at Corin the Gossipy Girl. Light a candle, say a prayer, and keep telling the stories they tried to bury. This is Corin the Gossipy Girl, and you've just entered Unsolved and Paranormal. Until next time, stay curious, stay bold, and stay strange.